All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise unto Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahweh Shai. We give double honors to the apostle elders, which is apostle elders that rule the great millstone that have been set up through faith for us, seal the elect that the Lord is bringing in. Where the time we're still in the year of death, destruction to get us up out of here, man. And as you can see, the title of the lesson is "What if some did not believe?" Okay, because you're gonna have people out there in this world, as you can see, that's coming against this truth, especially the Christians, these conscious community. They don't believe, man. Then you got people that in your life. You might have people that's in your so-called walk of life by your parents or some kind of people that don't believe, man. All right, this is not for everybody to believe. This is for the elect, man. Okay, so this came to my mind as I was going through videos and I was just looking up certain things, and this came right to my mind, man. Like, what if some did not believe? This thing is gonna happen regardless. So I'm gonna get into that. Let me share the screen real quick, and I'm gonna get into some scriptures, man. I ain't gonna make this too long. I'm just gonna because we at the time, man. If you don't get it, you ain't gonna get it. You know, that's why I said, "How long, O Lord, till the cities be wasted?" The first scripture I'm gonna get is Romans 3:3. This is the book of Romans 3 and verse 3. This is Romans 3:3, and it says, "What if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?" So if these people in the world, some people will consider, oh, why is there so much animosity in Israel? Why, how do you guys know what you're teaching the truth? It don't matter what you believe, man. Okay, it don't matter what you will think in your mind. It's not gonna make the words of Yahweh Shem Shai to none effect, because everything that's said in this book is gonna come to pass by way of what? The RIFD chip, World War III, the destruction of Babylon. All these things are gonna come to pass. It don't matter if you can see it in hindsight or whatever you want to put a box on it. It's gonna happen, man. Okay, let me go up a little. Let me read it again. This is Romans 3:3, and it says, "What if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings." Because when everything comes to pass, we're gonna be glorified with the Lord, man. You know, we're gonna be glorified. We're not gonna be ashamed when the Lord shows Himself, man. When the Lord shows Himself in those clouds, we're gonna be glorified with Him. We're not gonna be crazy guys that didn't know what we were talking about, man. You know, and I got a scripture to back that up. This is the book of Salaki. Give me 1 second. This came to my mind. This is Romans 8 and 17. And it says, "And if children, then heirs, heirs of Yahweh, and joint heirs with Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be glorified also." It says that we may be also glorified together, because we're going to be glorified, man. Because when the Lord comes and takes this wicked world and sets it right, we're going to be glorified with him. We're not going to be people that didn't know what we're talking about. Negroes that was just going that was misreading the Bible. No, everything that we said is going to come to pass, man. Okay, and the Lord's going to make it so. Okay, and then we believe that. It's not a matter if somebody else can say, oh, they believe it, because they haven't been given the faith. This thing is a gift. That's why it says, what does it matter if some did not believe? Be happy that you have received the gift of understanding and to believe in it. It's one thing to understand it, but it's another thing to believe in it and work for it. All right. And it says, Yahweh forbid, yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mayest be justified in thy saying, and the mightest overcome when thou art judged. All right. So we're gonna be in the time when we come to the time of judgment, we're gonna make it through. We don't want to come on that scale and be found wanting, man. Because you're gonna have a lot of our people that's gonna be found wanting in that day. and they're gonna be caught up, man. They're not gonna be able to hide and say, "Oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that." Look at the internet. Why do you think the Lord has the internet set up the way it does, man? All right, let me get this book. This is out the Apocrypha. This is the book of Second Ezra. This is Second Ezra 15 and 2. This is Second Ezra 15 and verse 2. And it says, and cause them to be written. I'll start at 1. This is Second Ezra 15 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And that's what we order to do. We order to come out here and give the gift of the word of prophecy. What is that? The RAFD chip, the World War III. All these things are the words of prophecy, because prophecy means to say before. So we're telling you these things before they happen and they come down the pipe. Because you can't say you have excuses or, oh yeah, I didn't know this or I didn't learn. No, it's all coming out now. Because how many times you gonna clock the hours on the internet and you never ran across it? Or if you did run across it, you didn't look into it? That's gonna be on you, man. And it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, that they are faithful and true. See that? That's why I read that verse, to show you that these words that are coming, that we're saying in by the way of the Spirit, it's gonna come to pass. They're faithful and true. That means they will come to pass, no matter if somebody believes it or somebody does not, man. The Most High is tired of the earth being ran the way it is. Pollution, homosexuality, transgenderism, all of these different things that are happening on four corners of the planet Earth. It's time to be done away with. There's a time for everything under the sun, and that time is done, man. That time is coming to an end. That's why you see the prophecies speeding up. The days, it seemed like it was just Saturday, man. It's damn near the weekend again, because the days are flying by, man. The Most High speeding the time up for the elect's sake. And it says, fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. All right. And brothers who went into this word, the word there for incredulity, it means disbelieving frame of mind. So don't let the disbelieving frame of mind get you off your kilter. Don't matter if you tell somebody, then like, oh man, you might be crazy, bro. You don't know what you're talking about, man. Or your parents telling you you're deep, you're reading too much into it. It doesn't matter, man. That's unbelieving frame of mind. That's the mind of the world. The world doesn't want to believe. They want to, but they sure will believe in the things that they've been fed. Christmas, Easter, all these things, man. They've been fed those things. If you've done the research behind that, you'll know they have pagan roots, and you wouldn't follow after those things, man. But that's an unbelieving frame of mind. No matter if they have a zeal, it's not according to knowledge, man. So they technically don't believe. They don't have the faith. And it says, disbelieving frame of mind, early 15th century from Middle French, incredulity, from Latin incredula to me, unbelief, unbelieving. So it's an unbelieving mindset, man. All right, you can't look into the world and oh, I wonder why they don't believe this, or why they don't believe. It's not. It don't matter, man. As long as you got it, and you keep it to the end, you might be of the hopeful elect. And that's a beautiful blessing, man. You can't try to put a lottery ticket on somebody else that didn't win it. Their numbers didn't come up. All right. And it says, fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So they're gonna catch it. They're gonna catch it. It don't matter if they come out here and they talk mess on YouTube or on the comment boards. It don't matter if they don't go after the word. If they cast the words behind them, they change the doctrine. That's unbelief. You're not counted up. You're not staying in the faith. That's why it says, "He that endureth to the end." What are you enduring? You're enduring to keep the faith that you've been given. Okay, it's like a gauntlet. If somebody tells you to run a maze with a torch in your hand, And the only way that you can complete the maze, if you complete the maze with the torch, you got to keep that torch in your hand by any means necessary. Okay, you can't allow that torch to fall by the wayside. You got to jump a bridge or balance across something. You got to keep the torch. That's the same thing with this truth, man. You got to keep that torch and hold on to it no matter what, man. Because hey, the flesh that you in wants to take it away. The very body that you in wants to drop the torch. It don't want to keep the torch going, man. So that's why it says we must push, man, and hold on to this thing tightly, man. All right, and it says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, the famine, or famine, death, and destruction." So that's what's coming. That's why I'm saying if some did not believe, because these things are what's getting ready to come, man. These things are what's getting ready to come to pass. It's not what how we feel about it. No, we have no say so in it. These are the plagues and the things that are set up that the Lord has set up to take place in these last days, man, to fulfill His words. And it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the earth, upon the world, the sword, the famine, death, destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." They're done. The Most High is getting ready to take it out. And it says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things which they have wickedly exercised themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me." Because that goes into what? That goes into first and foremost Israel. You two-thirds, man, because you're the ones that kill us the prophets. You're the ones that would want to kill us these days, man. But it says the Most High, Salakia, it says that teachers shall not be removed into a corner anymore. So we're not going to be pushed into a corner by way of two-thirds not wanting to listen. And it says, "Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." That's why it says, "Set a mark upon the men that cry and sigh," man. That's why I'm gonna get that real quick. It's the book of Ezekiel 9:4. Hold on, let me pull it up here. This is the book of Ezekiel 9:4. And he said, and the Lord said unto him, "Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem." It didn't say through the midst of Moab. It didn't say through the midst of Ammon. It didn't say through the midst of Ishmael, through the midst of Edom. It says through the midst of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem's, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Because people be like, "Oh yeah, that's talking about everybody." No, everybody's not going to receive that mark, man. And the word is Jerusalem. Okay, Jerusalem, a city of peace. Let me see here. But Jerusalem is what? Where the Israelites dwell. So it's saying go through the midst of Israel. It says go. It says and he said unto him, "Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, through the Israelites, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." So that's what you're going to, we're supposed to go through the midst of the Israel, through the hopeful elect, and set that mark, not the whole world. The whole world's not going to receive this mark, man. You know, they're not going to receive this mark, man. They're not going to receive the words of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. And shalom to you, GMS Kingdom Come. Shalom, man. But that's where we at now, man. The Lord's not having this mark being placed upon no heathen, no other nations. It's being placed upon the heads of the hopeful elect. And it says, it's Ezekiel 9:5. And it says, "And to the others, he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly young, old, and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom the mark whom is the mark, and began in my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So that's gonna go, man. We're gonna go through that these days, man. You got guys that are in so-called Israel that's teaching all types of madness. You're taking away from the sheep. You're trying to move the sheep into another direction. Once you corral the sheep and there's a pasture for the sheep, you take them there. You don't take them to a pasture that ain't got no food, ain't got no good ground. It's toxic, man. You don't really care about the sheep then. You're supposed to feed the sheep the whole truth. If a sheep is supposed to have set amount of food for their diet, you don't cut their diet in half and say, oh, they'll be all right. That's what they're doing to Israel. They're cutting their food in half by taking away the name, taking away certain parts of this truth, like the law. The law is done away with. Okay, all these things that they're taking away from the sheep, man. The Most High is a pastor, which is the full understanding of this truth, wisdom, and understanding, man, which is being given through the apostles and elders, man. All right, let me jump into the next scripture, man. This is the book of, it's the second Ezra. Or hold on, let me jump to Romans. This is Romans 10 and 16. This is Romans 10 and 16. It says, but they have not all obeyed the gospel. And what's the gospel? It's the good news. That's the gospel that's coming to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Come back to the Lord. They want to stay in Babylon, the ways of bad. They want to go into Cesare Bozir. It says, for Isaiah saith, Lord, who hath believed our report? Who has believed the mouth of the prophets? Is the hope for the elect, man. Because we're out here teaching, by what, first and foremost, the apostle elders, we out here teaching, Jake. We don't do these videos for some kind of points, man. We doing it to teach Jake, teach our people, and say, look, come back to the word, man. This word has been dormant, but now the Lord is allowing it to be fruitful and multiplying the earth. That's why you see all types of Israelite camps. You see all types of brothers that's got Israelite YouTube pages. You watching videos, you learning. That's the Most High allowing this faith to flourish and to make bring forth fruit, which is the fruit that's in men. It says, so then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahweh. So that's how you're going to get this faith, man, by hearing the word. But if some did not believe, that's on them. They haven't heard the word. So they're not going to be what? They're not going to be saved in the last days. When push comes to shove, they're going to be caught up. And it says, but I say, have not, it says, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words into the ends of the world. And by way of what? This internet. Okay, that's what you see now, this internet. So like it. Let me get this real quick. This is Hebrews 4 and verse 2. Checking the comment board. It's the book of Hebrews 4 and 2, and it says, for unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. So you have to have this mixed with faith. You got to believe what you're hearing. It's not about how so-called you feel or your so-called emotions. It's what is being said, man. It's being true. That's why guys fell out about the rape doctrine. They fell out about that, the breakdown, because they didn't have it mixed with faith. You can't put in the modern days with the ways of the Bible, man. They took that and manipulated it to fit their sick agenda, which is what? World dominance. They're using the Bible as a stepping stone for them to get to their agenda, which is to chip the people and to control the planet Earth wholly. They're trying to be as the Most High. And it says, for unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. For we which have believed do enter into rest. That's why it says rest with us. I got to get it. It's the book of Second Thessalonians 1 and 7. It's Second Thessalonians 1 and 7, and it says, and unto you who are troubled, rest with us. And who's troubled on the planet Earth if it's not the Negro, Latino, and Native American? Are you not the ones at the bottom of the society? You're not the ones getting gunned down because of the way you look? We're under the curses. We're the ones that are troubled. And it says, and you who are troubled, rest with us. When the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. Because Yahweh Shai is showing up to what? Fix the planet Earth and to take Esau out of power and to save his elect. So that's why we're going to be happy when the Lord comes back, man. The world is going to be terrified, but we're going to be happy because we know that it's for the betterment of the whole planet Earth. Because if it keeps going like this, man, ain't going to be no flesh left. You ain't going to have nothing left on the planet Earth. The food's going to be this stupid. It's going to be horrible, more horrible. The water's going to be less beneficiary, less healthy. So we're being broken down here, man. All the cancer drugs, the diseases, the fluoride, it goes on and on. The GMOs. And it says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us when Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. And that's what's getting ready to take place. That's why it says if some did not believe. So if you don't believe it's going to take place, it don't matter. But it's coming, man. It's coming. This is I'm gonna get this in Second Ezra, and I'm gonna close on now. This is Second Ezra 7 and 34. Second Ezra 7 and verse 34. And it says, but judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong. So that's what you're seeing now. With brothers raising up in camps, men that's rising up and watching videos, that's the faith that's standing strong. And Esau can't do nothing against it. This is not like before when the Lord had took his hands away from us and he allowed us to be tossed to and fro. He allowed his words to be mishandled. It was never tainted. It was tainted, but the Most High allowed it to be tainted to that level. But now he's cleaning it up and he's setting up the standard, which is this truth. All right. And it says, but judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong. And the work, it says, and the work shall flow, and the reward shall be showed, and the good deeds shall be of force, and wicked deeds shall bear no rule. See that? That's a sit down in itself. Wicked deeds shall bear no rule. Because all of that's being taken out and being replaced by what? The truth and understanding that's being planted in the hearts of the elect. Because that's for the mindset of the world to come, man. And it says, and the work shall flow, and the reward shall be showed, and the good deeds shall be forced, and the wicked deeds shall bear no rule. Then said I, Abraham prayed first for the Sodomites, and Moses for the fathers that sinned in the wilderness, and Yahweh shot after him for Israel in the time of Achan. That's it on that. That's it on that. Let me get this last one. This is the book of Sirach. This is Sirach 36 and 9. This is Sirach 36 and verse 9. And it says, let him that escapeth be consumed by rage of the fire, and let him that perish oppress the people. Smite and sunder the head of the rulers and the heathen that say that there is none other but we. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together in inheritance. Inherit thou them as from the beginning. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name, and upon Israel whom thou hast named thy firstborn. Be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, in the place of thy rest. All right. So this is the time we living in, man. The Lord is getting ready to come and take his chosen out of this wicked place and bring us into rest, man. And it don't matter if some did not believe, man. Because this thing is already set in stone and it's getting ready to take place. All right. So I'm checking the comment board. There's not comments on there. So I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, double honors to our apostles and elders, and to you hopeful elect out there. Keep faith, keep strong, man. We're almost at the end. The finish line is at the door, man. Okay, we're close, man. So Thwada, and I hope this was edifying to you, Akim, Lord willing, and just keep faith and keep pushing. Shalom.